Konnichiwa mina boku wa Jeremy desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. And I'm back. It's been a long time. I don't even remember what my last video was on my YouTube channel. It was probably something relating to Eurovision. Maybe it was a song. No, I know what it was. It was the karaoke, the pub star thing that I was involved in, like in the fall of 2023. So it's been a little while. I haven't really been doing what I did last year, which was going through all the songs, kind of like putting them in blocks of different countries and reacting to them. I've just been busy behind the scenes. There's talk of possibly moving, so having to move all this stuff. You guys have seen my room. You can see in the background there. It's always considered a lot. You can see a red suitcase, and there's other stuff too. That's like my Sailor Moon and manga collection back there. In fact, where my finger is... no, hold on. There we go. Where my finger is now, that red binder with duct tape on it, that was my Sailor Moon card binder. It still has my Sailor Moon cards in it. There's like over 1,000 of them in there. But anyway, yeah, I'm a big, massive Sailor Moon fan, and anime in general. But Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball are, right here. Along with Eurovision, and I have the Eurovision album. I do. The Glare, the 2 CD album, of course. It's so funny because it says it's coming out on May 31st on Amazon and at record stores, but the official Eurovision store had it out on April 29th, I think it was. So I was waiting for it. And I do have a radio show called the Vision of Eurovision every Friday from 10 till 11 p.m. Pacific time on our local station, CFBX, here in Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada. So for those of you who may be just tuning in for this Eurovision stuff, I am Canadian. I live in British Columbia, and I'm a big fan of Eurovision. I'm so excited because this year I have the day off on the grand final and the second semifinal. I'm not sure about the first yet, but I get to watch them live on the official Eurovision YouTube channel, it starts at noon my time. So Pacific time, it's noon. Perfect time. It's awesome. I'm so glad about that. But anyway, I have prepared two things. First, I'm going to do the official 37 songs of Eurovision, the little snippets they show on the official Eurovision channel, slightly muted a little so that hopefully I don't get dinged on the copyright and stuff. So I'll talk a little bit over them. Then I have a bit of a slideshow I've prepared on what my top favorites are of all 37 songs. Again, they're just my personal opinion. Yes, Israel is included in it. It's a song contest. Politics are supposed to be left out of it, but that leads to a whole other thing, to a whole other conversation about Russia and so on. It's just we're ranking the songs according to the tastes and how much I listen to them. More so than anything else, it's how much I listen to them. And my number one is definitely probably not most people's number one. I'll just say that. Last year, it kind of like linked up because I loved Tattoo by Loreen, like right from the very beginning. And well, from when I heard it, I should say. I think Norway was my original choice last year, but when I heard Loreen and Tattoo, I was like, okay, this is the winner. This is my winner. This is the winner. And lo and behold, that's what we got. And I was super excited about it. So anyways, let's start with the reactions to the songs just in general. And we'll go one by one from country to country. All 37 songs are from the contest. So this one here, Albania. This one I think had a massive change, if I'm not mistaken, from the original national final. It's now all in English. Before, I'm pretty sure it was Albanian. She looks like Shania Twain. I think I've seen Shania wear something similar to that too. It's a good song. I do like it. Very polished studio version. I haven't seen her do it in the rehearsals yet. Armenia, it's such a fun song. I love this. I really love how the cultural aspects of it. It's fun, it's energetic, and I think on this, I've seen the staging. It's going to look amazing. And I think this is definitely going to be a gem of Eurovision this year and probably a top 10 contender. I love it. It's cute. Not something I listen to every day myself, but I love what it is. I think it's amazing. Australia. So I like this entry for Australia better than last year. I think I mentioned before, I'm not a huge rock fan. More on that later because that's going to come up oddly. But I do. Excuse me. Sorry. Dry throat. I really like this song. I love the message of it. I think it's cute. It's kind of an earworm. It gets stuck in your head, and it's very cultural. The didgeridoo sound in there, I love that too. Very Australian. I love this. I love this so much. We will rave when our hearts are burning and we feel no pain. I think this song is so much fun. Colleen, I believe, was a stand-in for Chanel a couple of years ago. She is great. Her performances at the parties haven't been fantastic live, so I really hope that she works on that. But it's a very polished-looking costumes and stuff, and I really am hoping, because I love this song so much. This is one of my top 5, I'll tell you that. So I think it's fun. I mean, it's energetic. It's going to get the crowd going, that's for sure. Azerbaijan. Okay, this one is a bit lower on my list. I mean, it's an interesting song. It's got mystique to it. It's definitely different from what we've had the last couple of years. I kind of like my girl bobs from Azerbaijan, Effendi especially. You know, I loved Cleopatra and Matahari. Last year's was kind of like, what? The year before, I was like, okay, not bad. I think this one's elevated from last year. So this one's very moody. I do like that. I appreciate it. I mean, he's a very good performer in the video, but I know that there's been some talk about his vocals live and how they're not very consistent. Again, a lot of the stuff we see with rehearsals and parties and stuff like that, they still have time to practice. They're probably conserving vocals and stuff. I do think that this is a top 10 contender. It's a very, very moody, very, very atmospheric song. And yeah. Croatia, one of the favorites to win. I'm not a rock fan. I've said that before. I really like this song, though. I like the message of it. I'm a cat dad. I have 2 cats. And I think that he's cute. He's got a great vocals. He's very young. He's very nervous, kind of off. Like when he's not singing, he's got kind of that like nervousness to him. And I think he's very genuine. And I think that's going to resonate with people. And this song, you know, it resonates with people. Liar from Cyprus. Okay, Celia Kapsis. I don't know. This is kind of one of those mid-girl bops for me. I do like the girl bop songs a lot. It's definitely, there's a lot of them this year. We definitely have an embarrassment of riches, though. Like, there's so many good ones, but this is not really one of my top ones. It's just kind of there. But great performer, great performances. From what I've seen, she's going to do amazingly, too. So Aiko from Czechia, for me, this is a step down from last year for Czechia. I thought that last year's song was the best Czechia song I've ever seen. Amazing. This one's okay. It's got a great message of self-acceptance, and she performs it really well. She reminds me of one of my friends. Heather, if you ever see this, I don't know why. Her voice, her look reminds me of you. So, and that's a compliment. I'm meaning it as a compliment, but I think, yeah. Saba with Sand. Okay, Denmark's song this year is way better than last year. I mean, last year we had that K-pop vibe with Riley. This one is a safe ballad. Is it going to qualify because there's so many good songs this year? I don't know. This kind of the same staging. She's by herself. I don't know. I'm a little worried about this one, but I like the song. I do think it's got some great potential. It's just she needs to be doing something more than just standing there singing. France does that a lot too. Estonia. This is a bizarre song, and normally I like the bizarre songs. This one's it's cultural. It's great that with the music and stuff. There's just something about it that rubs me the wrong way. I'm not as into this as I was with Trentinol, that one from Moldova last year. For whatever reason, this is a non-qualifier for me, especially because in terms of the crazy energy of some of the other songs, like even Finland and Netherlands and stuff, it's kind of on the same wave. But I don't know, just for me. Finland, again, Windows 95, man, very 90s vibe to it. It's the denim, it's weird. There's so much stuff all over the place. It fits with the no rules aesthetic. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but it is fun to listen to. It's just not on my playlist. That's all. But those vocals, though, hopefully he can keep nailing the high ones, and I think that he will get it. Like this is Eurovision bait all over it, televote bait. France is doing the same thing they always do. I'm so sad that Fulen didn't qualify. Yeah, the vocals weren't great, but at least it was something different. But like, how many times do we see this vest? How many times do we have a single performer on stage? It's boring. His vocals are fine, but France disappoints me every year, except for the year that Fulin was in it. And that disappointed, Eurovision fandom disappointed me for it not getting a high score. Georgia's going to qualify this year. This song is amazing. Her English is great. All the words make sense. That they fixed that from last year, which last year was a great song too. Uru did a good job. But this song, I can't get this out of my head. Like, this is one of my top 5, I believe, as well too. The fire, and that dance too. Put out the fire. I love this. This is one of my favorite girl bops this year, along with Austria. And I just think it's so much fun. I really love it. The energy too. I hope she brings it. Germany, I really hope Germany doesn't get last place. I mean, they're notorious for getting it recent years. I love this song better than last year's. Again, it's the metal rock thing. I'm not a huge fan of it. Again, personal taste. But it is a little mid. It's a little safe. It could get last place or down in the 20s. And I don't know. I would feel so bad for them if that happened. But it happens, and somebody has to be at the bottom, and it could potentially be Germany again. And again, I just hope it's not. But Greece is bringing us a breath of fresh air this year. This one's so much fun. The energy of it as well. Another great girl bop, another very ethnic one. She's selling. This is her selling point of, hey, come to Greece. Like, we're gonna have a Eurovision party if you come to Greece. Look at all this stuff. This is an amazing video, a great package, very, very great. If they ever need someone to do media and that, there you go. Oh, Hera. This song reminds me so much of Out of the Embers, You and I. It's just got that same sound to it. Hera was in Eurovision before for Iceland with a better song, Je ne sais quoi. But you know what? She's having a fun time. She's slaying on stage. She's great. It's a very dated song. It's not going to qualify, I don't think, but it's cute and I like it. It's not on my playlist, but I do like it. It's fun. Ireland is coming this year to qualify again since 2018. Now, this is a very polarizing song, and I really hope it works out for them because we've been saying for years now Ireland needs to bring it. Sweden has tied Ireland for wins, and I think that they are finally getting their stuff together, and they're sending something not safe, but even if they don't qualify, people are saying that they're very proud of them. I'm very proud of Ireland. Even though it's not my favorite song, I think it's a great offering. Israel. So this song here, again, is going to be polarizing. I'm very shocked that people aren't considering the fact that this might not qualify simply because of what's going on too. When you look at what happened with Ukraine in 2022, and some people felt that countries were giving them sympathy votes, whether or not that happened, I don't know. But could it be possible that people upvote all the other countries so this one doesn't make it in? I feel for Eden. You know, she's in a no-win situation. Her security is like, it's rough. She's a performer at the end of the day, right? This song is a contender to win. It's not one of my favorites. I don't know what the appeal is so much of it. I think that the other girl bops are way better than this one. For me, this is kind of mid. Again, personal taste. But I do think it's going to end up being top 10. It could be third place overall. It kind of gets lost among the other girl bops. That's why I feel that Switzerland and Croatia have a better chance of winning. With the hype of Cha 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 last year, I do think Croatia will outdo Nemo, but you never know. Latvia. Oh, Latvia. This is a danger of not qualifying again, continuing Latvia's non-qualification streak. I think he's got a great voice. It's a slow song. It kind of takes a while to get you into it. It sounds like something that Imagine Dragons would do, if you're familiar with that band. But it's a good offering. It's different from what Latvia's put in recent years. I do think Sudden Lights was a better choice last year, though. Luktelk, a little bit overrated, I think. Like, at first I was like, okay, this is a great song, but it's going to get the younger people, the ravers and stuff like that. I prefer Austria's entry over this one. Again, it's kind of a rave-like song. It doesn't change that much, and the staging is very similar from what we got in this national final, which is fine. Again, safe way to go, too. That nose thing that he has, I'm pretty sure is a traditional thing, but it's weird. Welcome back, Luxembourg. I wish that you were here to win. I do like that the song is bilingual. I like that it's French and English. I like the playfulness of that. I think it's great. She's great with both. The dancing is great. Compared to the other girl bops and stuff, though, it kind of comes across as a bit mid to me. They're on the borderline of qualifying. I think that EBU's trying to push for them to qualify, so they'll come back. It's been so long since Luxembourg was in it, so come on. I hope they at least qualify, but they're not going to be top 10. Malta, I think this is one of the semifinal openers. There's a lot of girl bops. I keep saying it. Everybody else keeps saying it. Is this one going to be strong enough to be one of the qualifiers? Maybe. Is this the one that has... There's one of them that has a dance move where she's blindfolded and then flips. It might be this one, which could look pretty neat. But, I mean, that's a gimmick. It's a single gimmick. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be, like, the end-all. People are sleeping on this one. I do like this one. This one is probably going to be a non-qualifier. Had they staged it like this, I think that it would have a much better chance. She's by herself on stage from what I've seen at the rehearsals. But this song is an earworm too. It just gets stuck in my head. And I love the violin part. Like, why doesn't she have her backup people? And that she would have benefited from the backup vocalists too. So I wish they would rethink that. Netherlands, another potential one that some people think could win. Another earworm. A lot of people look at it as being a joke entry. It's not. It's definitely an ode to his parents who he lost when he was younger. And the song is all over the place. It's fun. It's going to be engaging. It's going to get people involved. This will be probably first or second in its semifinal. It's definitely going through the grand final. It's fun. I like it. Norway. I am so upset that Kaino didn't make it in. I am not a huge fan of this song. I understand it. I do appreciate it for what it is. I like the, traditional style of singing. It just sounds weird. I am a huge Kaino fan, and I loved Dam Digida. I almost said Rim Tim Tagidim. I would have preferred Kaino in, but Monument should have also gone through, so I thought that they got the bum end of the deal, but... Poland, I'm going to say it now. Poland is absolutely one of my favorites. This is the earworm of my entire year. I think that this song is great. I'm the one that built the tower, and I'm the one that holds the power. But her vocals live haven't been fantastic yet. I love the staging. I've seen the staging that they're going to do. I love that. I love the horse, the towers, the weird shoulder things are strange. But I really hope Luna gets through because I love that song so much. It could end up being my maps of 2024. Portugal, I've never really liked Portugal's songs that much. Mimi Cat was a complete breath of fresh air last year. Compared to this one and Serbia, which are very similar, I believe. I like Serbia's song better. This one's okay. It's a nice kind of ballady song, and she sings it well, but it's not quite in mine. If it makes it through, it'll probably end up like around 15th to 20th place, somewhere in there, I would say. But we'll see. San Marino. Okay, this song, I believe, was in San Remo and failed to get in, and then ended up going into the San Marino and one and qualifying. It's not my cup of tea. It's a girl rock song, which is great. Ready, I had big props to them for when they represented Denmark. I actually like that song better than this one. I think that this one is going to be a non-qualifier, but a lot of people, some people feel that we're sleeping on that too, so I don't know. Beautiful song. This one gives me very much the same vibes that we got from Serbia when they won in 2007, Molitva. It takes a while to get going, though, but it's a beautiful song. I love it so much. And I think her vocals are haunting, and the music video is haunting, and I think that the prop that she has is going to look really good on stage as well, too. But is it going to be too slow of a start for people? So Slovenia's Lady Gaga is here to slay. I've loved Veronica from when I first heard it. Raven's a great singer. She's been consistently well performing at all the lives. She slinks in there, like she's very smooth sounding, if that makes sense. A very witchy vibe to it, kind of like Ireland's song. Is there a place for Slovenia and Ireland? I think so, 100%, yeah. I love this song. Zora means the bitch or the vixen or the slut, but it's a female empowerment song. And my coworker is from Ecuador, and so he speaks Spanish. And when I told him about the song, he just started laughing. He's like, "Oh wow, Zora and Zorro, right? Zorro is like the male version." But this is a great song. I love it. It's very 80s. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's one of my favorites of the big five. This one and UK are my top two favorite from the big five anyway, but it's fun. So Marcus and Martinez are back. Air was a better song than this one, I think. But I mean, they're finally getting their chance to shine on the stage here. Following Loreen, though, Sweden always brings a polished performance, but this song isn't anywhere even near, I don't think, my top 10 this year. It's just kind of, it's almost a forgettable song, contrary to what it says. But the boys perform it really well. It's just, there's much better songs in my opinion. Switzerland, another of the between first and second place winners, a lot of people say. This song has everything. Nemo's vocals are great. They are able to do opera and rap and pop and dance, and I think that will resonate with people. The outfit choices being kind of talked about a little bit, and so it's going to be very back and forth between Switzerland and Croatia, I think, though it's going to be one of those two this year, but I think Croatia gets a bit of a boost. Ukraine is also in talks to be a top 5 contender, if not a winner. It's a good song. I like the visuals that they have for it. These two are a great team together. The song, compared to past Ukraine songs, isn't super, super, super great. Like, it's got a great message and stuff, but there were other ones in the past, like the one that Go A did, that I liked a little bit better myself. And then we have United Kingdom. This is one of the best United Kingdom songs to come out in a while. I like this far better than what Mae Muller did last year. Ollie's been able to perform pretty decently in the rehearsals as well as the live shows that they've been doing. And the staging is a complete and utter surprise to people. There's boxing and stuff. People thought they were going to bring this, but he has boxers, shirtless male boxers. He's got all male backup dancers and stuff. And I don't know, it's going to be a feast for the eyes, I think. So I am quite excited to see what is going to happen this year. But those are all of the songs there. And now just give me a second here. Let me get my slideshow ready to go. All right. Hopefully, I'm going to adjust myself here. So that was a lot of talking. I didn't pause at all, and I've done the pausing in the past. But I figured I would just do this all in one video, and then I'll do my guesses maybe tomorrow or something as to which ones I think will be qualifying and which ones won't in the first and second semifinals. But right now, this is just my personal choice. My personal favorites. Let's see. Can I move this up? Yeah, there we go. My personal favorites for this year to potentially, how I see them. Now, let's see how this is going to work. So, number 37, my least favorite song is 1111, or you might pronounce it differently, by Megara for San Marino. It's just not my personal cup of tea favorite song. But it's not terrible. Like, they do perform it really well. It's just, again, I'm not the biggest rock fan, and compared to all of the song choices this year, which I do believe we have one of the best years of Eurovision in a while, this is an incredibly strong year, despite some people thinking that there is a lot of EDM and a lot of pop stuff. That's right up my alley. I mean, I love that kind of stuff. So maybe the rock songs will shine a little bit. It's unlikely a pop song is going to win this year anyway, just looking at how the past contests have gone. The genre that won before has not won the next year, but a lot of the countries tend to double down and send more of that style, if you know what I mean. So a pop dance song won last year, Tattoo. The year before that was the Ukraine song, Stefania, which was like a rap kind of folky song. Year before that was Maneskin with Zitu e Buoni, which is a rock song. Year before that was a ballad, kind of slower song, Arcade by Duncan Lawrence. We had Toy in 2018, which is a dance pop kind of fun song. Before that, we had a very, 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 very slow and, in my opinion, boring Portugal winner, Amor de los. I don't remember. I'm not a big fan of that one, and the guy that sings it is kind of rude to other performers and stuff. So anyway, but you get what I'm saying. Like they're all kind of all over the place, and so I don't think we're gonna get a pop entry winner this year. Which is again is also why, because Italy's song, it kind of matches a little bit to the poppy side of things. I think it's more likely the conversation would be between Croatia, Switzerland, and Ukraine, and it does kind of prop up Switzerland a little bit more because it's so different, so vastly different. But I still think there's a world where it's going to be Croatia that's going to win, and I really hope they do, just in general, of those ones, because it would be so nice to be able to have a country that's never won before have their chance. And even if Switzerland wins again, that's totally fine too. They haven't won in like 40 years when Celine Dion last won for them in 1988. So 1987, sorry. 87, 88? I think it was 87. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Okay. Megara, again, somebody has to be last. This is just my personal taste. I just don't resonate with this song. That's just it. That's all. Coming in at number 36, Estonia, again, Nendest Narkotikumidest Tea Me Kul Midagi. Please don't kill me for my pronunciation. 5 Minutes and Pull Up. Just not my thing, I guess. I don't know. Number 35, Azerbaijan. Again, it's just not my cup of tea. Like, the song is fine for what it is. It's just there's way better songs, in my opinion. Ozun Leopard by Fari featuring Ilkin Dovlatov from Azerbaijan. Just at number 35. My number 34 is France, Mon Amour Slimane. Of the big five, this is the weakest one for me. I think it's they do the same thing every year, or when they do try something different and it doesn't work, they just go back to doing the same thing. I mean, he's not on a giant pedestal like what's her name was last year, Lazara. I almost said Lazora, Lazara. But again, the shiny thing. How many times have we seen that before? And it's not just France. I mean, Georgia did it before. We see that, and it never really works. I'm not sure. Him standing alone on stage with camera angles kind of similar to Barbara Pravi and that shiny thing, is that really the best that they can do? It's just not my thing. Hollow by Dawn's Latvia. Again, I don't know if this one's going to qualify. Again, there's just so much other stuff in there that stands out more. Again, he seems to be on stage by himself. There's like a big circle thing or half circle. That seems to be a trend this year. There's a bunch of entries with that, as well as the big shoulders is another trend that we've seen. I just don't feel that strong vocals are enough. We've seen that before. Like, yes, it's the song contest, but nowadays it seems to be all about the bravado of it too. So I don't know. And the song doesn't really stand out to me. Grito from Arlanda in Portugal. Again, if it's between this and Serbia, for me, Serbia definitely wins hands down. I have the Serbian one, Ramonda, on my playlist. This one I don't even really know. She reminds me of Taya from Austria's entry last year, Taya and Selena. She just kind of reminds me of her. She looks like her. But the song, I'm not really, it's kind of neither here nor there for me. Germany is my second lowest of the big five. Always on the Run by Isaac. It's okay. It's a good song. He's got like fire in his staging, so that's good that he's using that. I'm worried it's going to come down very low again, and I will feel for him if that's the case. Again, someone has to come last. It's just, why does it always have to be Germany? 30th place, Scared of Heights by Hera Bjork. I like this one better than all the ones I've mentioned so far. She's very charismatic. Again, the song is it has so many similar sounding elements as Embers did by James Newman, but she sells it better, and I think it's a better package, and the song is still fun. Um, I like it. It's not a qualifier though, unfortunately, and I hope she has fun on stage when she's up there and just enjoys the Eurovision stuff. She was on the stage before with Je ne sais quoi. She's, this is her comeback, but I don't think it's a qualifier, sadly. At least not for me. Hurricane from Israel, again, kind of another one of those girl bop songs. It's just kind of mid one. It's just in there. It's got more depth to it though, like because of what's going on and stuff there. And again, I said I'm not sure how much you heard when I was saying before, but I'm shocked. At least I haven't been able to see it, that there's not a conversation going on about the potential of this one not making it in, just because of what's going on over there, and people perhaps voting everything else up so that this one doesn't make the cut. Because again, this year's more not even so much as what's the worst songs as just there's a lot of good songs to choose from, and it's going to come down to the televote. Like this is a mad year. So I could see a world where Israel qualifies at least, but the song could come last place in the grand final because of the same way of thinking, or it might not qualify. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what to say? For me though, it's not. There's better songs that I listen to that I prefer. That's all. So I don't think I could say fairer than that. So, Pedestal by Aiko from Czechia. Again, I liked Czechia's entry better last year. My Sister's Crown is the best Czechia song I've ever heard. It's up there and one of my absolute favorite songs ever from Eurovision so far. Pedestal has a great message to it, and as I said, Aiko reminds me of my friend Heather, also known as Trubishbin. Her look, her singing style and stuff, and just I don't know, but it's a good song. The rock element of it, that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea as much as some of the other stuff, but she's been doing some really good polished performances. So this is a borderline qualification with a lot of people. We'll see what happens. Liar, again, kind of more along the weaker sides of the girl bops for some people. Celia Capsis for Cyprus. She's very young, though, too. She's got her career ahead of her. So, again, a kind of a borderline qualifier for some people, kind of a borderline non-qualifier for some people. It's there. It's a good song. It's just not super high on my list. Loop, same thing, Malta. This one's just slightly above Liar. It's Sarah Benici. Just something about it kind of sticks out a little bit more for me, just my song tastes. But again, kind of again in the 20s for me, it's just there. 25, we have Titan by Bessa from Albania. If they would have taken elements of what they have now and what they had before in the national final and kind of mixed them together a bit better, I think it would be a little bit higher. But it's still a fun song, and I think she performs it really well. 24, La Noia. I know some people are going to be upset about this because it's in most people's top 5. It's just for me. The hair too. It's just like Tally's hair with Luxembourg. Like why are you doing that? It just, I mean, Sailor Moon does it better. So just leave it at that. Way better. It's an okay song. Again, though, with the year of the girl bops, it's kind of going to get lost. But again, my number one's a girl bop. My number two's a girl bop. So come for me in the comments, but I'll explain why later. Here we go. Fighter by Tally. Just a slightly little bit elevated for me over Italy. And even that's, I don't know. This is going to also be a borderline qualifier. I do hope it qualifies, and that's simply because it'd be nice to have Luxembourg come back next year. But even if they do qualify, if they come at a lower tier, maybe they won't want to come back because it is a lot of money to be a part of it. And if it's taken them 30 or 40 years to come back, it might take them another 30 or 40 years to come back. Who knows? But it would be nice to keep them in the contest and bring back like Romania and, some of the other ones as well, too. And bring the number back up to like 43 countries taking part. Right? Bring Canada in. We were told that Canada was going to be part of it eventually. Invited like Australia to come in. Let us come in, darn it. Number 22, Unforgettable. Kind of the forgettable Swedish song this year for me. It's okay. Marcus and Martinez. I don't know. I have this kind of annoyance sometimes with songs that are like, how could I put? Okay, like Eric Saade, who's going to be one of the performers in the semifinal one, I believe. He performed Popular for Sweden in 2011, and I love his stuff, but his songs are always like girl, girl, girl. Like what's his name? Sergei Lazarev too. This one, She's Unforgettable. Like I don't know if adding the gender into it is needed as much. I don't know. It's just a one of my little gripes and stuff like that. But it's an okay song. It's polished. It's just not something I listen to all the time. Just one of those things. 21 Ulveham by Gate from Norway. The lead singer of this has a striking resemblance to my friend Kathleen. And the song, it's great. It's very interesting. It's very Norwegian. It's very uh, I don't know what else to say. Very ethnic sounding to them. It's a stylized way of singing. It rubs some people the wrong way, kind of like Bambi Thug does with Ireland's song, Doomsday Blue with the Ouija pop stuff. It's just not. I preferred Queen of Kings last year over this one. It's not one of those that just gets stuck in my head. So again, personal taste. Saba with Sand from Denmark, a much better choice for Denmark this year than Riley's song last year. Break break a broken heart, or breaking my heart. Something I don't even remember the name of it honestly, but another borderline qualifier. Will they? Won't they? I don't know. Like they could have done so much more to elevate the staging from what I've seen of the rehearsals. So I don't know what to say. I kind of hope it gets through, but if it does, it's not going to be a super high finish. I don't think. This is jury bait though. Like definitely a jury bait song. No Rules, Windows 95 Man from Finland. Again, not very highly placed. It's a fun song. It's kind of ridiculous. I enjoy it. I like the 90s nostalgia of it. I like the silliness of it, but it's just not super, super high for me. But we're still in the top, like under 20s now, so that's pretty good. At 18, we have Teresa and Maria by Aliona and Jerry Heil from Ukraine. Beautiful song. The visuals are great. There's a part where I believe it's Aliona is walking up a cliff side, and it's great visuals. So another jury bait song too, and again a chance to be a top 5 overall. For me, it's number 18. 17 In the Middle by Natalia Barbu from Moldova. It's just an earworm. There's especially that part. She's a great singer. She's very stylish. Again, she's by herself on stage. I don't know why they did that. I wish they would have brought the other performers back with her to help elevate her. I think that would help so much. But for me, I do like this song. Before the Party's Over by Musty. I talked about this before. He's a great performer in the video. His vocals are kind of all over the place and not like consistent. So we'll just have to wait and see how he does at the grand final. But I do think that this will be in the top 10 if he manages to pull it off. For me, it's 16. Looktel, Sylvester Belt. Again, it was pretty high up for me in the beginning. It's kind of fallen over time just because I feel there's better songs and better performed. We haven't seen many different things done, and some national finals do that. Some delegations decide to keep what they did at the national final. That's totally fine. I do wonder what this nose piece is. It must be something with Lithuania. For me, though, last year's entry by Monica, why can't I think of her name? It was one of my favorites, Stay by Monica Linkite. Loved that one better. Way better. My favorite Lithuanian entry of all time. This one's still pretty good. Probably my second favorite Lithuanian one so far. But number 15. 14, we have Jacko by Ladaniva from Armenia. So much fun. I can't see a world where this one doesn't qualify for the grand final. It's so different. It's one of the most ethnically diverse and just musically diverse songs in the whole contest this year. And it's just so much fun. It's a breath of fresh air compared to everything else. It's going to be a standout, and I do feel top 10, if not even top 5. Like I think it could overtake something and do really well. Could it be a dark horse winner? That would be interesting. That would be really interesting. 13 for me is Zari by Marina Sati from Greece. Like I said, she would be an excellent travel agent or media person. Like if you need someone to talk, a spokesperson for Greece, like come on. That whole package, that music video, it's like, hey, let me win. Come to Greece. Let's go to Athens. Let's have some fun here. And I like the song. It's very different too. It's got a very East Asian sound to it as well too, but very Greek at the same time. And it's fun and also very different. And you need those to stand out. So while it's a girl bop, it is a very standouting or one that stands out very, very well compared to all of the others. And I think she's not in danger of not qualifying. I'm pretty sure she definitely will. Greece didn't qualify last year. This year they're qualifying. And that's the thing. A lot of the ones that haven't qualified the year before or haven't qualified in a while are bringing their A game this year, except Latvia. I don't know. We'll have to see about that one. One Mikali, One Blood. This is such a divisive song, too. Most people like this song, but they just like the song. Is it going to be enough to get it up there? Will this be Australia's second non-qualifier after Montaigne didn't qualify with Technicolor? Montaigne, for me, was not a very strong vocalist. Every time I've ever heard her stuff, for me, it was, everybody's like, oh, she's so great. And I'm like, I don't hear any, like, amazing vocals. Like, she's got an interesting way of singing, but it was always pitchy when not in the studio version. But I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan of Technicolor. It had a great message to it. This one has an amazing message to it. It's very different. It's got the didgeridoo. These two are great, but the staging is a little divisive to some people. I would love to see Australia make it in, but if they do, it'll probably be on the lower tier of the qualifiers in the semifinals. So we'll see. For me, it's number 12. I have it on my playlist. Number 11, Doomsday Blue, Bambi Thug from Ireland. Again, I'm not a big fan of the super dark screamo rocky style things, but there's something about this one. It's got a weird almost anime like vibe to it too. It's so diverse and it's its own style of music. Babby Thug was saying that they created Ouija pop, and I could see that. And I am a spiritual person. I read tarot and things. I'm getting into doing that kind of stuff. And this song is very interesting. At its core, it's kind of like a getting, or like Bambi is upset with a past lover not working out, so they create a new one, is what. And when you look at the music video narrative, that's kind of what it is. And it looks like that's what they're kind of doing with the stage show too. The stage show is very polished. There's candles, there's all sorts of stuff. Bambi is coming to qualify. Could Ireland be back in with a really high mark in the grand final? That would be awesome. I hope so. For me, if you guys remember 2021, Maps by Leslie Roy was my favorite. I wanted it to win, and they didn't even qualify, unfortunately, because of the amount of stuff on stage that they made Leslie have to do, and her vocals were quite breathy. This one looks better staged, and I think that Bambi Thug has great control over their voice, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm totally feeling that Ireland's going to qualify this year, and I'm so happy. And that non-qualification thing. Veronica by Raven, story about Slovenia's first witch. She's got very Lady Gaga-esque vibes to her, the way she sounds, some of her looks and stuff like that. And I love that. I'm a huge fan of Lady Gaga. Raven, of course, is her own person and her own artist. But this song, right from when I first heard it, when it first came out, struck me as, ooh, I like this. There's something about this that's really good. So while it's a girl bop, it's not at the same time. It's very different. It's got its own feel to it. And I think it's very polished, and Raven consistently gives great vocals. For me, this is number 10. Number 9, Europapa by Joost Klein. I don't know if it's Joost or Joost Klein. I'm sorry, Netherlands people. Danish people. It's a fun song. This one's all over the place. This is like this year's Verka Serduchka. What was the name of that song now? I can't think of it. Anyway, that song, very similar to it. Some people, like I said, think it's a joke entry. It's not. This is an ode to his parents who he lost when he was much younger. And I think it's such a fun bop. It's all over the place. It takes you across Europe. It talks about different fandoms. It's got like Schlager stuff to it, sounds to it. The end is just a total insanity. People are going to be up on their feet. This is a top 5 contender, I think. It could be. I keep saying that, but like, this is going to win its televote probably. I mean, easily. Number 8, Ramonda Teodora, beautiful song. Like I said, I kind of feel the same tingles like when I heard Molitva from Serbia. I don't know if this has winner potential, but the song is so beautiful, and I just can't get it out of my head. I don't know Serbian, but definitely when the song's on, I'm like, Ramonda, na, na, Ramonda. Like you kind of sing along with it, but her voice is amazing. Number 7, The Code by Nemo from Switzerland. I know this is a top contender to win between this and Croatia and Italy and Ukraine and Netherlands, but Nemo does a great job. The song is all over the place. It's very theatrical. I love that. I love that this is the most theatrical like song out of all of them this year, and Nemo just gives it their all. And I appreciate Nemo's styling choices. I think it's great. I do all sorts of weird, wacky stuff. Look, I'm wearing like this red kind of dragon medieval type top right now, but I do performances and cosplay and stuff too. So I appreciate that. Some people are kind of coming after them for their style choices, but I think Switzerland really has a good chance to win again this year between them and Croatia. Like I said, I'd be fine if either one of them won. But for me, this is number 7. And all of the ones above it are songs that I just bop with way, way more. Number 6, Zora, Nebulosa from Spain. Zora, slut, vixen, the bitch. Those are all words that kind of translate from Zora, but this is a female empowerment song. It's a song of like, oh, you may say that if I do this, then I'm promiscuous, I'm a vixen, blah blah blah. But why can't I do this? Why is it okay for a man to do this, but not for a woman? And absolutely, like that. Those ideals, those societal ideas are ancient history now, and we have this women empowerment thing coming up. And I love the fact that it's 80s sounding too. Those electric drums, they just get me every time. So Zora, my favorite of actually one of my favorites of the big 5, because I thought it was okay. No, number 5, we'll go over my top 5 now. Firefighter, Nebulosa, Georgia. Georgia is back. Georgia is going to qualify this year. This song is absolutely amazing. She has outstanding stage presence. She's nailed her vocals every time. The dance moves. I love this song. It gets stuck in my head. It's so much fun. I adore this song. This is my number 5. Number 4 is my top of the big 5 this year. A lot of people sleep on the UK, but you know what? They're coming back. They had a bit of a falter last year just because Mae Muller couldn't really perform her song as much. Ollie has this. He's got this. Dizzy's a great song. His staging is a huge surprise to everybody this year compared to the music video. And I think that for people that don't follow Eurovision throughout the year, they're going to be super, super surprised with it. I think United Kingdom is definitely going to be top 15 in the grand final this year. And the big 5 are performing during semifinals, just performing, not to be voted for, but just performing. And I think they're going to do well. All right, my top 3. If you've been following along and you're counting in your head, you know that there's only 3 countries left, of course. Kind of underdog ones, I guess, to some people. Well, at least 2 of them are. My number 3 is Rim Tim Tagi Dim by Baby Lasagna, one of the winners or potential. I do hope he wins it. When it's a conversation of Croatia, Switzerland, Ukraine, Netherlands, and Italy as being one of those in like top 5 to win, I do want this one to win. He's so I don't know how to put it. It's kind of like a cute aspect because he's on stage. He's got all that like energy and power and stuff, and you've seen him evolve from kind of what he did at the national final and just getting stronger with every performance and just interviews and stuff. He's very, very nice and very reserved and just very like you could tell he's appreciative to be there, and for him to be able to bring this victory to his home country and have them win for the first time, I think it would just be an amazing story. Just like if Nemo were to win for Switzerland after like 30, 40 years, I think it's 40 years, like that would be awesome as well. But I really hope that if it's a conversation of those 5, that for me, Croatia is the winner. Number 2, We Will Rave by Colleen. Like 2021, my top two would always flip-flop. It was Maps and Adrenalina. And I was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Maps finally ended up being my number one, but with for a while it was We Will Rave. It was my number one. Colleen's vocals haven't been fantastic at live shows and rehearsals. I hope she can pull it off. A large part of the song is backing vocal, like the backing track, which kind of detracts a little bit from it in my opinion, but I love the song. It's so much fun. She's great. Her style's amazing. I think it's going to be a fun time no matter what happens. I hope Austria qualifies. I love this song. And my number one, my personal guilty pleasure, another girl bop. Another one whose vocals are questionable, but there's a massive diaspora that's spread out along Europe, and even last year when they had a very, what some people considered weak entry because there was a lot of controversy around it because Jan should have gotten it, according to a lot of people, but instead we got Baby. You know it, it's Poland. The Tower by Luna. This is my favorite Polish entry ever. You could argue it's a mid girl bop song. But out of every song this year, this one does not leave my head. I sing this all the time. It haunts me in my sleep. And I love Luna's whole space-like theme. The whole personality, the whole package is awesome. I love the music video, the chess stuff. I love that they've brought that to the stage. Broken bodies scattered through my history, lonely hours leading to my destiny. I'm the one that built the tower. I'm the one that holds the power. So come on, rise up, shout it louder. I hope that Luna qualifies. This is another borderline non-qualifier. And that saddens me, and I really, really hope that we get Poland in the grand final. I want at least Poland or Austria in the grand final. If I can get both, I will be a very happy man. I understand there's a world where neither one may qualify. But I am a Pisces, and I don't live in reality. So I will hold on to my hopes. And if Poland ever actually won with this song, it would be a miracle. But miracles are what life is all about, right? Now, that's my top 37, and those are my comments. Please tell me below what you guys think. I love watching reaction videos, and I'm sorry that mine is so long. It's so much fun to have conversations with people, and I'd love to hear your opinions, respectfully, of course, please, because they are all our tastes and stuff. And no matter what's going on in the world, it is a song contest at the end of the day, and it's all about the music. That's what it's supposed to be for. That's what Eurovision's all about, was to unite Europe after the wars. So, after the war. I want to give a shout out to another beautiful song from a Eurovision veteran. Coming in 20th place in 2022 was Armenia's song Snap by Rosalind. And yet that song ended up being like the biggest breakout hit of the entire year, the whole class, right? Well, Rosalind just came out with another song called Universe. And it is gorgeous. It is so pretty. I went out and learned it immediately. I did a karaoke cover of it. It's one I'm going to be performing off and on, I'm sure. Go watch it if you get a chance to. Beautiful, beautiful song. In another universe, I wonder if the night comes first. I wonder if we'd make this work. In another universe, I could love you. It's so pretty. She sings it way better than me, but okay. That's the end of this video. I'm super excited for Eurovision week. I hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for watching all the way through if you have. And please, again, leave comments. I'd love to have discussions with you guys. Um, I have a show called the Vision of Eurovision. It's a radio show every Friday from 10 till 11 p.m. Pacific time, so British Columbia time, on 92.5 FM. You can get it at thex.ca or the TuneIn or Stream It apps. Just look up CFBX, Kamloops, stream it live. I have another show called Animé-d in Japan, Insanity on the Radio, which is turning 19 years old this year. June 19th. It's our champagne anniversary. It's anime and Japanese J-pop, all sorts of stuff. My tagline for it is world music focusing entirely on Japan, but it doesn't really. Like, it's, yeah. I play English stuff, a lot of English Sailor Moon music, German Sailor Moon music, a lot of Sailor Moon music off and on. And my favorite artists, Ayumi Hamasaki, Utada Hikaru, Leka, and Megumi Hayashibara. I play them every episode as well too. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm probably gonna have other videos this week as well too, but I'm super excited and I can't wait to see what happens, and I'd love to hear from you guys as well too. So thank you for watching.